my hard drive is a little wonky, so you're not going to see a lot of editing methods or editing effects in my videos. So unfortunately, you're going to get what you get, and you unfortunately won't get upset. I know that saying is one of the biggest crock of shits ever told, and until I sort out my hard drive issues and drag the files to my flash drive, you're not going to see much editing effects. But this goes without saying, I thought it would be suitable that I would wear my Metallica American Flag t-shirt for this particular video, because this is something that has been really honestly bothering me for quite some time. Can we, in the year 2020, just forget the rebel flag altogether? Can we just drop the rebel flag? We don't need it. I mean, a lot of people always say, well, Space Medal Ferrari, it's just my Southern heritage. To say that it's a part of your heritage implies that you take pride in waving a flag that has slavery and treason and a whole bunch of other casualties written all over it, including the assassination of fucking Abraham Lincoln, which was the president that wanted to free the slaves. Therefore, freedom. There's no need for this contrived bullshit. I mean, do you see like Germans or Australians waving the Nazi flag just because it's a part of their heritage? Do you see any Russians or Ukrainians waving the USSR flag because it's a part of their heritage? No, you don't. And to anyone say that, to claim that those are different beasts, you have got the wrong idea, and you so don't have your brain in the right place at all. The rebel flag represented just as much tyranny, death, and slavery, just as much as the USSR flag and the Nazi Germany flag. They represented as much tyranny and death and slavery and misery as the rebel flag. Yet we all still blindly accept it as, oh, Southern pride. No, it just doesn't make any sense. To say that it's a part of your Southern heritage implies that there's still a divide between the South and the North, in terms of war anyway, because there is indeed a divide between the North and the South in terms of a lot of things. The South is the big Bible Belt, the anti-abortion, the pro-Bible bullshit. Any lifestyle that isn't Christian is a sin, and anybody that doesn't live a Christian life should be damned to hell for all eternity. Yada yada yada. You get the fucking point. To take pride in losing just is kind of what makes me laugh at you people. Like, what's the pride in waving a flag that represents the opposition to the union that this entire fucking country is today? It does not make any fucking sense. The Confederate flag is the polar opposite of freedom. Like, can we just drop this whole, oh, it's a part of history excuse? Like, do you not realize the hole you're digging yourselves when you use the history as an excuse? Do you really not understand the big hole you're digging yourself in? Like, who cares if it's a part of history? It's toxic history. No, you don't see Europeans saying it's a part of history as a way of justifying the Nazi flag or the USSR flag. So why use my history as a bullshit excuse? There's really no need for this contrived bullshit. It does not make any sense at all. This is what I call, who's the carnival penis that gave you the idea that waving that flag that opposed the Union, which is what this entire country is today, is Southern heritage? And furthermore, how could you say it's a part of your Southern heritage when you live in the North? Seriously, I've seen people from fucking Michigan, fucking Maryland, or who the states that were a part of the Union, or so I think for Maryland. I think Maryland was a part of the Union. Michigan for sure was part of the Union, but I'm not quite, frankly, recalling right for Maryland whether or not. Nevertheless, it doesn't make any sense to say it's a part of your Southern pride when yet you live in the North. Does not make any fucking sense. How could you say it's a part of your Southern heritage when you, for starters, don't even live in the South? Second of all, wave a flag that is the polar opposite of freedom. If you're gonna wave a flag that implies your Southern heritage, what's the point of being self-indulged in freedom to begin with? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Just get rid of it. You don't need it. A flag should not have this much meaning to you. To have pride in a flag that opposed what this entire country stands for nowadays is just rather, quite frankly, embarrassing. And it's really sickening, too, to see that everyone can just blindly socially accept this ugly-ass flag that represents this similar amount of tyranny that Nazi Germany and the USSR did. Yet we all factually know that those two said flags represented ugly-ass history, yet we all use history as this shallow and trite justification to wave this ridiculous flag. Like, for the people that are boycotting NASCAR just because of that flag, do you really care that much more about a disgusting-ass flag than your favorite NASCAR driver, or the sport that you are just as passionate as everyone else and then some is about? Like, is a flag really the reason that you were born into existence in the first place? Is a flag like that really a flag that stood against the Union that is this entire country? I know I'm saying this ad nauseum, but I really can't stress it enough. Does it really have this much significance for you to want to boycott NASCAR that you are just as passionate about as I am? Like, give me a fucking break. It's ridiculous. Seriously, just get rid of it. We don't need it. We should treat it the same way we treat the Nazi Germany flag and the USSR flag. I mean, can you imagine Europeans or whatever the fuck boycotting F1 just because F1 absolutely would not allow the USSR flag and Nazi Germany flag? I wouldn't, because Europeans aren't as dumb as fuck as these rebel hicks that always jack off to the abhorrent flag. Like, just get over it. Burn the flag. Oh boy, I can already see the comment section about how much of a cold-hearted bastard I really supposedly am. Oh boy, I can already be told that I want to desecrate freedom, even though that flag is the polar opposite of freedom and has slavery written all over that flag. Slavery, committed for treason, assassinated Lincoln, 300,000 military casualties on the Union, yada yada yada. To take pride in a flag that was once an enemy of our country is just sickening and saddening. I don't get why you guys are so obsessed with a flag that lost to our country that we are. Like, do you really care this much? Why do you care so much about this flag? Why is that flag your life? Like, like, why? I've read plenty of history books to know what I'm talking about. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't make any sense. To take pride in a flag and say that you care about freedom when you're basically supporting the flag that is against freedom, that has a toxic history of slavery, doing all sorts of damage to the union that is this entire country. Yada yada yada. You get the point. I've parried myself throughout this entire video why I cannot stand this stupid fucking flag, and why this, and why the whole cry wolf about NASCAR making a stand and banning the rebel flag, not to mention their stance against racism and homophobia, yada yada yada. You get the idea. It's this knuckle dragging bullshit just needs to fucking stop, or at the very least calm the fuck down. You shouldn't have to boycott NASCAR just because of a ridiculous flag, or just because they are showing their inner humanity towards people of different color or sexual orientation. Like, you're really gonna boycott NASCAR for being moral? Give me a fucking break. Whatever. That is the state of the right-wing side of my country. Ain't that a joy? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Have a good day, everybody. At least try to have a good day. Or whatever the fuck. Stay safe, everybody. Stay healthy. Protect yourselves from this still ongoing coronavirus, and hopefully everything will turn out just fine in the end. Space out, everybody.